Yeah, so we are looking forward to this middle distance race then, the Aldana Cup. Number 1 is Marie's Diamond for the visitors, Roger Fell, Connor Beasley. Number 2, Classical Wave and Stefan Ladjaj. And number 3, What a Welcome, Andrew Breslin takes the ride. 4 is Breath of Air, Paul Hannigan for Alan Smith. 5, What's the Story? And Callum Rodriguez for Scottish-based Keith Dalglish. 6, The Winning Machine, that is the Kovex Kid, Neil Callan. 7, Paxos, Alberto Sanna. 8, Mr. Professor, Andrea Azzini. 9 is Arctic Emperor and Liam Canary. 10, Inigo Jones, Safi Osborne for Jamie Osborne. And 11, the Hugo Palmer trained mount of Pat Cosgrave, Box to Box. All in. And they're off for the Aldana Cup, 2,000 metres in front of them. Marie's Diamond began well, as did Inigo Jones, who goes forward. It's Inigo Jones, Marie's Diamond, Mr. Professor, Purple Jacket racing keenly. Breath of Air's to the outside, blue colours noseband, and they're on top of the first turn. The leaders are being followed by What's the Story, and then slotting in behind Paxos the Grey, who's 3 wide into that bend with Box to Box to the inside, and overtaking Paxos with the Kovex Kid getting a position on the inside running rail. Classical Wave, Arctic Emperor are towards the back, and the back marker is What a Welcome. They move on down the back straight inside the final 1400, and it's Inigo Jones, the pace set in the hands of Safi Osborne. Mr. Professor not getting any cover, still pretty keen. Marie's Diamond, Pink Jacket to the inside, being followed by Breath of Air. Then comes What's the Story, Paxos right around the field. On the rail, the Kovex Kid, mid-division to Box, a couple of lengths further back to What a Welcome, who's in the cheap seats with Arctic Emperor and Classical Wave. They're leaving the back straight behind them. They have around about 800 to go, and it's Inigo Jones with a length advantage on the side of the course, followed by Breath of Air, Paul Hannigan, Marie's Diamond, Connor Beasley on the running rail, followed by Paxos, Mr. Professor, the Kovex Kid, Box to Box, What's the Story, What a Welcome, Classical Wave, and Arctic Emperor is wagging the tail as they turn in. 600 to go. Inigo Jones has made all to this point. They come down the straight, still has a length and a half on Marie's Diamond, who comes under a ride. A Breath of Air still in close contention. One screaming for racing room is the Kovex Kid, who's forced to switch to the inside with Classical Wave against the running rail. Out wide, What a Welcome's coming home nicely from off the pace, heading down towards the last 200. Inigo Jones in front, but the door is open on the inside for the Kovex Kid, and the Kovex Kid doesn't need any second invitation with 100 metres left to go. It's the Kovex Kid who's on this winning roll. Neil Callan aboard the Kovex Kid. That's 7 wins this calendar year. The Kovex Kid the winner. Tight places, What a Welcome and Inigo Jones. Marie's Diamond just in behind, followed home by Arctic Emperor and Classical Wave. So the Kovex Kid has done it. The Kovex Kid, he's a winning machine. He's a superstar, the Kovex Kid, ridden by Neil Callan. Neil's second success of the day here.
Well, let's have a word then with Neil again. It's a treble for Al Mohammedia Racing, a double for Neil Callan, and the Kovex Kid. Very impressive, Neil. Given you, it wasn't the easiest route through.
Yeah, well, I just kind of, they fan out a little bit in the straight, and 2 of them in front just kind of came back on my lap a little bit, but I didn't panic. I just kind of waited, kind of found a little bit of space, and let him come when he was ready. But he gives you so much confidence, this horse. He travels, and he doesn't, when you push the button, he doesn't like react instant. He kind of like, you build him up, and then he just does everything to please you. He's a nice horse, and he's a nice buy by Sheikh Sultan to bring him here.
Yeah, he had 2 wins in the UK for Amy Murphy. He's come out here. You've ridden him in his previous 2 starts. Do you still see, improvement for him?
100%. This horse has done nothing but improve. And the great thing about him is that he's just, as a character, he's just so straightforward. He's so chilled. He travels. He relaxes. He picks up. Whatever you ask him to do, he does. I'm just a passenger. But it's a round of applause for His Highness Sheikh Sultan to find this horse by him. And a few people thought he was a bit expensive, but I know he's looking expensive now.
Well, no, absolutely. Nice to get victory in the Bahrain Turf Series race. Another one for you.
Thank you, yes, fantastic.
Well done then. Let's hear a big round of applause then when he comes into the winner's enclosure. A treble, as I said, for Al Mohammedia Racing. This time the winner was the Kovex kid, the winner of the Aldana Cup for Neil Callan and Hisham Al Haddad.